going to explain how the equilibrium level of national income is determined by the equality between aggregate demand and aggregate supply. तो जैसे कि हमने पहले डिस्कस कर चुका है कि एग्रीगेट डिमांड और एग्रीगेट सप्लाई क्या है, अब हम लोग ये डिस्कस करेंगे कि नेशनल इनकम हम लोग किस तरह से निर्धारित करते हैं. So here what we find that the equilibrium level of national income is determined at that level where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. In the given diagram, we find that E is the point of equilibrium where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. And at this level of income, at this level, the equilibrium level of national income is OY. Now see here, we know that in Keynesian analysis it is assumed that aggregate demand is equal to consumption expenditure plus investment expenditure denoted by C plus I. Why? Because it has been assumed by Lord J.M. Keynes that government expenditure and net exports, which is the difference between export and import, are taken to be nil. यानी यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं कि लॉर्ड जे एम केन्स के द्वारा ये मान लिया गया है कि इकोनॉमी क्लोज इकोनॉमी है, यानी एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट्स वगैरह जो हैं ऐसे स्थिति में दोनों देशों के बीच नहीं होती है और सरकार के द्वारा कोई एक्सपेंडिचर इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज पर नहीं किए जाते. तो नेचुरली दिस विल बी टेकन एज निल, इसको हम लोग जीरो मान लेंगे. तो एग्रीगेट डिमांड क्या कहलाएगा? दैट विल बी इक्वल टू द सम ऑफ कंजम्पशन प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर. फर्दर वी हैव डिस्कस्ड दैट एग्रीगेट सप्लाई इज द एग्रीगेट आउटपुट ऑफ द इकोनॉमी or aggregate income, which a part of which is spent on consumption and a part is saved. So therefore aggregate supply is equal to C plus S. Now what we find that at equilibrium aggregate demand will be equal to aggregate supply as shown in the given diagram represented by point E. Now what is aggregate demand? We have taken aggregate demand is equal to C plus I, and whereas aggregate supply is equal to C plus S. So therefore I is equal to S. I is representing ex ante investment and S represents ex ante savings. Ex ante investment means what the producers plan to invest represents ex ante investment, and whereas ex ante savings represents the planned savings or intended savings, and these two are equal only at the equilibrium level of national income OY. See here in the given diagram, at this point savings is equal to investment. So at equilibrium level of national income where AD is equal to AS, intended or planned or ex ante investments will be equal to ex ante savings or planned savings or planned savings, or we can say the intended savings. Now if there is disequilibrium in the economy, यानी अगर इकोनॉमी में नेशनल इनकम अपने इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल पर ना हो, तो ऐसे स्थिति में अगर मान लो इनकम OY1 है, इस लेवल ऑफ इनकम में हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं कि एग्रीगेट डिमांड MY1 है और एग्रीगेट सप्लाई NY1 है. So aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply by MN amount. So what does it mean? It means that the community is spending more on consumption. यानी कम्युनिटी यानी फार्म्स, हाउसहोल्ड, गवर्नमेंट, इनके द्वारा कंजम्पशन पर अधिक व्यय या खर्च किया जा रहा है. तो ऐसे स्थिति में क्या होगा? The producers, in order to meet the demand for goods and services, will increase production. and that will lead to the increase in level of income, and the income will continue to rise till it reaches the state of equilibrium, that is OY. So that represents equilibrium level of national income. Now similarly, if suppose the income level is OY2, at this level what you find that aggregate demand falls short of aggregate supply by M dash N dash amount. What does it mean? That aggregate output of the economy is more than the aggregate expenditure. That means the community is spending less on consumption. So there will be stockpiling with the producers, which they are unable to dispose of. So this will discourage the producers, and consequently the producers will reduce the production, and that will lead to the fall in the level of level of income till it reaches equilibrium level of national income OY. Now the question may be asked here that how equality between aggregate demand and aggregate supply brings equilibrium level of national income, and what will happen to the level of income when aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply, or what when aggregate demand falls short of aggregate supply, which we have discussed here. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या जान पा रहे हैं कि इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल ऑफ नेशनल इनकम हम उस लेवल पर अटेन करेंगे जहाँ पे एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई के बराबर है, और इस लेवल पे इन्वेस्टमेंट सेविंग्स के बराबर होता है, जैसा कि हमने यहाँ पे समझाया। और अगर एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से अधिक हो, यानी इनकम लेवल अगर OY1 हो, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या देखते हैं कि एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से अधिक है, यानी कम्युनिटी के द्वारा कंजम्पशन पर अधिक व्यय किया जा रहा है। तो प्रोड्यूसर्स जो हैं वो इस डिमांड को मीटअप करने के लिए प्रोडक्शन को बढ़ाएंगे, और इसके कारण इनकम जो है वो बढ़ेगा जब तक ना हम इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल ऑफ नेशनल इनकम अटेन करते हैं। और दूसरी तरफ अगर एग्रीगेट डिमांड एग्रीगेट सप्लाई से कम हो, जैसा कि हम लोग यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, तो इन दैट केस व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट? उस स्थिति में हम लोग क्या देखेंगे कि कम्युनिटी के द्वारा कंजम्पशन पर कम खर्च किया जा रहा है, तो प्रोड्यूसर्स के द्वारा प्रोडक्शन को घटा दिया जाएगा, और उसके कारण लेवल ऑफ इनकम फॉल करेगा जब तक ना हम इक्विलिब्रियम लेवल ऑफ नेशनल इनकम अटेन कर पाते। नाउ we will discuss that how is the equilibrium level of national income determined by the equality between savings and investment. You must remember that the equilibrium level of national income is determined at that level where savings is equal to investment. In the given diagram, we are assuming that the investment is autonomous. That means it is independent of the level of income. So it will be parallel to x-axis, and the savings curve is upward sloping to the right, and the same has intersected the investment curve at point E, at which the equilibrium level of national income is OY. So here we find that we know that Y is equal to C plus S. A part of the income is spent on consumption and a part is saved. And similarly we can say that income is equal to C plus I, because we know that aggregate supply is equal to aggregate income is equal to aggregate expenditure, that is aggregate demand. So therefore Y is equal to C plus I. Now relating equation 1 and 2, we have that S is equal to I, that is savings is equal to investment. Here savings represents ex ante savings and I represents ex ante investment. and these two are equal only at the equilibrium level of national income and not at other levels of income. Now we assume that if there is disequilibrium in the economy, then savings may be either more than investments or savings may be less than investment. Now let us first take if savings is less than investment. Savings is less than investment. That means if we take this, say this is K and this is S. At this level, your investment is represented by KY1 and whereas your savings is SY1. So there is a gap between investment and savings. That means savings is less than investment. What does it mean? It means that the community is spending more on consumption. So the producers will be induced to produce more, and as a result the level of income will rise till it reaches equilibrium. So here in the given diagram what we find, that we move in this direction, that is from OY1 to OY, where we find that the equilibrium level of national income is attained. And similarly, if savings is more than investment, here you find that savings has exceeded investments by S1K1 amount. That means here savings is more than investment. So in this situation what we will find is that there will be stock peeling with the producers. That means the producers are unable to clear their existing stocks because the people are saving more than investment. So in this situation what we will find, that this will discourage the producers to produce more, and as a result the level of income will fall till it reaches equilibrium. So this is how the equilibrium level of national income is determined by the equality between savings and investment.